Okay, let us call this little post the rise of the machines. Okay, as we wait here at the Great American Ballpark here in downtown Cincinnati. Look for my post of the Great American Ballpark because I was here yesterday and it was sunny out and it was sunshine and it was beautiful out, and took a tour of the ballpark and then the adjoining museum right across the way. And I tell you, one is better than the other here. It is phenomenal. Okay, I am back here today because yesterday I had trouble with my camera all during the day, which I spend here at the Great American Ballpark because there is so much to see and to check out and to admire. So I spent most of the day fighting with my camera, and trying to keep up with the tour, and, just no such luck at all. Maybe stills I got because I switched cameras from this Samsung tablet camera to the Flickr camera I have. But right now Flickr is not showing any pictures past what the tablet has. In spite of what I pay a year to have a Flickr Pro account, Flickr still haven't, the new company hasn't parted from Yahoo yet, it seems to me. So I fought with the camera, and hopefully today the algorithms are in sync and working, and I'll be able once again to take the tour, spend the money to check out, this time with pictures that I can post to you guys, this Great American Ballpark. And it truly is. And the Hall of Fame, okay, which is also something to see. So I'm waiting here for that to open. But this is not the first time this has happened. One thing I'm seeing is every year, 1 year, the 1 years I was talking about in the beginning, it doesn't matter the city or the town. I'm seeing very similar traits year after year. And one of them is this rise of the machine, as I call it, where despite what you try or what you even know, you cannot do it. It just, the machine will not allow you. You either have to, ask someone for help, like at a supermarket. That's always a joy. You ever go through a self-serve, checkout at like a Kroger or a Stop and Shop, and the rules, the procedure, but the machine just will not let you on this day, go through the procedure. It's like, and you stand there like an idiot because you have to ask the volunteer there, or the, teenager, hey, I'm stupid, can you help me check out groceries, So, I had that day yesterday. I knew my camera, I thought I knew how to handle it and how to work it, but the camera was just not cooperating. I had this one other time where, the great thing about here is that I'm able to come back and do it again before I leave, because I'm headed to Columbus in a day or two. So I'm fortunate enough I can do this. The one other time where the rise of the machines really hurt me and sticks in my craw to this day is when I was in Memphis during Elvis Week. And I went to some speaker forum on the University of Memphis campus, and they were going to have guys like George Klein was going to be there, and one of Elvis's backup singers was going to be there, and one of the writers of his biggest hit, Suspicious Minds, was going to be there. And so I'm like, hey, I got to check this out. And free. It was all free. So, I was all ready, and, and so I'm shooting around and around, and I'm there about 30 minutes before it begins. In comes George Klein and the rest of the brood, Now, I'm curious to hear what they have to say, but they're not really significant to me to want to, approach, if you will, and, talk to or maybe get a picture with. But as they entered the auditorium, trailing behind them was a guy that looked very familiar. And I wasn't sure. He looked real thin, but boy, that looked like Joe Esposito. Now, if there is one man that knew Elvis better than anybody else in the entire world, it was Joe Esposito. No one was closer to Elvis. I think he was best man at the wedding, too. And no one knew Elvis better or was closer to Elvis. And Joe Esposito is definitely a man I want to approach, I want to meet, I want to talk to, because he's next to Elvis, And so I whip out my camera. And I whip out my tablet, go to the camera, and the thing won't open, the thing won't work, okay? And it's like, I'm going crazy here because I want a picture with Joe Esposito, if that's Joe Esposito. And time is ticking, and I'm pacing back and forth in the lobby of this school building, and, because I want a picture of Joe Esposito, and it's drawing closer and closer to starting time, and I can't get this damn camera to work, and once it begins, I can't, go up on the podium and, say, hey, Joe, are you Joe Esposito? It never did open. It never did work. And I missed half of the speakers because, I was in the lobby trying to get the thing to work. As it turns out, because he was Joe Esposito, they never announced him when they announced the guys on the podium. They introduced everyone but this solitary man who came in by himself, and I knew them all, and because they didn't introduce him, it kind of confirmed that, yes, that is Joe Esposito. And he didn't speak. Everybody on the platform, on the stage, spoke of Elvis, but this one man. And because of that, I knew it had to be Joe Esposito. He wasn't announced on the flyer, in the paper, but he was there. And I finally did get some pictures of the stage, and but I never got my picture with Joe Esposito. And I never got to talk to Joe Esposito. Another reason I knew it was Joe Esposito is because he left before the end of the presentation. So, had my chance, and I missed it, And most of those guys now are dead. George Klein, Joe Esposito. And I'm going to get in the game and make another pitch today for the Great American Ballpark here in downtown Cincinnati. Okay, let's see if I can shut this camera off.